I've always had a fascination with physics, flying things. I've always liked to make things fly, whether it's been my RC helicopter or my RC plane or paper airplanes or anything like that. And then I really do love problem solving.
The University of Sydney has been big on the idea of having cutting-edge, world-class research facilities. We wanted to get more into fabrication and manufacturing. So it's from the whiteboard to, hey, let's prototype that, let's give that a try.
I got into biomedical engineering so that I could use my background in engineering and science to help people and help in healthcare. Basically what we're doing is trying to develop a device that can help people with facial paralysis to restore their ability to blink.
For me, what's always driven me to space is the unknown. And for me, it's unlocking those little secrets and seeing how they can be turned into something that can help us back on Earth.
Additive manufacturing is a whole new way of making materials. We're looking back at the periodic table and we're scanning and analysing and doing calculations and doing experiments for new combinations of elements that we simply would not have been able to combine together in materials using conventional manufacturing.
The Sydney Manufacturing Hub has all of their 3D printers. The greatest part about 3D printers is that it means that you can kind of design something on your computer and you can have that design in your hands really quickly.
Got a lot of people doing interesting things in the biomedical space. There's also a lot of interest in space technology, so components for supporting payloads.
So for example, our nose cone bulkhead has a very complex shape. It needs to have a large surface area so it can bond to the nose cone, but also have an attachment point in the middle that's got a large stress concentration because that's where all the load is going through. And so to do this, we actually utilize the Sydney Manufacturing Hub, which uses additive methods, so effectively 3D printing metal, to allow us to get the strength and weight optimization required for that bulkhead.
When we talk about partnerships and the Sydney Manufacturing Hub, the first partnership that we talk about is our work with GE Additive.
This partnership allows us to bring technology that was already available in the US to Australia and to make industry and our researcher benefit from the advances that have been made in those technology. And the only way to advance is actually to collaborate.
So there's a pretty constant relationship with GE as we work with them to try and understand their machines and produce research that's helpful to both us as a research institution and them as a company.
America has been the forefront of space for the last however many decades. They've made leaps and bounds, and at this point I think a lot of other countries are starting to realize how big a thing space is. We are now working towards a competition next week in New Mexico, the US, where we get to compete against 150 other teams for a single prize.
Of the Spaceport America Cup, the 2022 edition. And the team is Team 133, the University of Sydney.
Additive manufacturing is a kind of a democratization of manufacturing. So there was a great alignment between the things GE were thinking about and the things Sydney Uni people were thinking about. We did a lot of work together, and the upshot is we've got first in country capabilities. The raw materials for success in additive manufacturing is a well-educated, creative workforce. That's got to be exciting for Australia.